Hi, you guys. So I'm going to be back and I skipped a little bit ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back into this. So you guys saw that I went ahead and I did my black one. So now I'm going to do my black and white one, which is 9.2. So I go ahead and I look at that is being the 9 and then just above the 9, going ahead and getting that filled in there. And that is going to be 9.2. My white is going to be 7.5. So I go ahead and I look at that, and that is 6, 7, 7.5 is going to be right around there. So I go ahead and do that. And notice that I'm just going ahead and doing my best to make a really good estimate of it. It might not be exactly 7.5, but it's there. So my next one is red, which is about 5.2. So this is going to be 5, a little bit above 5 is 5.2. And I go ahead and I fill that in. So that would be my first graph on there. And then if I were to go ahead and if I were to go through talks, so T, A, L, K, and S, right? I have my scale that is consistent. I have a title. I have my axes that are labeled. I have my labels on there. On this particular one, since it is a bar graph, I do not need a key, so I'm not going to be worrying about the key at all. I'm just going to be going ahead and moving on into the next graph. So I have the same, pretty much the same deal going on, except I'm going to have pups on this side. So this is going to be number of pups. And on this side, it's going to be fur color. And same deal, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go black and white. Oh my goodness. And then I'm going to have white and red. So I have those things there. Then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to look at this. My highest number is 15. So I should have 15 near the top. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do this. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Usually, traditionally, you go, 18. My bad, I skipped a number, 18. So you usually go a little bit above what is required of you, right? So that one was like, it was like 9 point something. This one is going to be 18. Okay, so my black, on average, they have 11 pups. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go right under there. So that would be this one on here. Then I'm going to have my black and white, which are 15 pups. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go all the way up to 15. My next one is going to be white, which is 13. So 12, 13. So go ahead and fill in here. And then my red is going to be 10. So that would be that on there. So you go ahead and you fill that in. So I'm just going to double check myself. A, L, K, and S, right? I don't need a key. I do have a scale. I do have labels. I did not label my axes, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, right? And I don't have a title. Oopsies. Number one mistake, right? So average pups in lifespan. Lifespan is one word. I screwed up on the other one. Okay. So that one is that on there. So that is it. Okay, so now we have to go ahead and we have to explain things that we see, right? It's very, very simple if you guys explain it like you're tiny, right? So every little detail matters, okay? So in graph 1, you can see blank. So we're looking for trends, guys. So we're looking for patterns. So in graph 1, we're going to go ahead and point out the obvious, right? That most we have the black and white fur. The black and white fur wolf lives the longest, right? So, black and I'm gonna go ahead. You can see that the black and white fur wolf lives the longest, right? You can also see that you can list off a bunch of things. You can go ahead and say that most wolves live about more than 5 years. I can also say that the red wolf has the smallest lifespan. The red wolf has the smallest lifespan of 5.2 years. I should probably also add that the wolf lives the longest, which was 9.2 years. You can also say that most wolves live at least 5.2, at least, let's just say at least 5 years. Okay, so now same thing on graph 2. They're asking us about numbers of pups, right? So if you look at the graph on here, I can talk about who has the most pups, who has the least pups. So if I go ahead and if I look on there, I can say in graph 2, you can see that the black and white fur wolves have at least 15 pups in their lifespan. You can also see that the red wolves have about 10 pups per lifespan. About 10 pups per lifespan. And then you can also say that most wolves have about 10 pups. Most wolves. At least 10 pups. Okay, so now they're asking us the question of write a CER on which wolf fur type is the most fit. So in other words, we have to go ahead and we have to talk about, okay, which fur color is the best to have, right? For our claim, very direct answer, right? So we got to pick one. Looking at this, right, we have the one that has 9.2 years and it has the most pups. And remember, to be fit, right, it means that you're able to survive and reproduce, right? So fit is, again, survive plus reproduce. So we can say that the black and white wolves are the most fit, right? And then I will go ahead and I'm going to continue on with the next one in a sec.